This video is about the Ekster wallet and specifically the issues with it has metal cards and how you can fix them. So the Ekster wallet is a pretty nice wallet. It's very popular these days. It's advertised basically everywhere. And it was kind of one of the first wallets to have this unique mechanism that pops out the cards like this, which is really nice. It's nice and compact, and it pops out your cards, so it's easy to sort through them. Yes, these are not my actual cards. I'm having to refilm this video because the first time I filmed it, I used my actual cards, and then I revealed all my personal information, and I tried to blur it, and it was a whole thing. Anyway, here we are with these placeholder cards, except for my one card that's real is the credit card, but fortunately the front of it has no information. Um, so again, it's a pretty nice wallet, and it works great with plastic cards. The problem is it's not calibrated to handle the weight and possibly less friction of a metal card. And most premium credit card companies these days with premium credit cards are going to send you metal cards. So if you have nice credit cards, they're going to be metal. And it's kind of a pain in the ass to try to get plastic versions of them. And it's also nice to have the metal ones. You can see this one's metal. It's got that on it. Not flip it. Okay. So yes, this is a metal one. And so I have modified this one so that it works. Because normally what the issue is that they'll fan out perfectly fine like this. It's a really nice feature that really lets you find your cards easily. The problem is that they'll typically fall out. If you do this, the metal cards will just fall out in the basic Ekster wallet, right? So there's two main things to fix here. One of the things I'll show you right now. This fix really only works if you have one metal card. If you have multiple metal cards, it probably won't work. But fortunately, I only have one. I can probably get this to come out here now. Yeah. So see now I can get some. Right. But I had to give that pretty hard whack. But you know what card comes out the easiest. So basically the fix here is that the way this mechanism works, if you look at it, and this is a known issue with Ekster wallets, and they will say it on their website. If you look in their website, it does say does not work with metal cards, but it's kind of buried in the FAQ, and nobody really talks about it when they give it the rave reviews. No one talks about it at all. But if you look at the mechanism here, this is basically it's like a hollow plastic or metal. I think it's supposed to be aluminum case. And if you look down in there, there's that toothed mechanism that when you press the button, it pops up. And since it has little teeth, it pops up at an angle. Each card gets pushed out differently, hands them out. Again, that's on the button here. You can also see in here that there's this rubberized strip with these little rubber pegs that create friction. That's only on one side. If you see these are the Ekster wallets. If you look at the Volkit wallets, which are like a cheap knockoff on Amazon, Volkit wallets actually have the rubber on both sides, so the cards stick much better, and those actually do work with metal cards right out of the box. But the problem is the mechanism isn't as nice, it's a little stiffer, maybe to overcome the extra friction. And also they only come in like raw metal with finish, like aluminum with colored finishes. So A, they clack against things like keys or knives or what have you in your pocket as you walk. And B, if you have things like keys or knives, they start to get scraped up. Finish gets scraped up on the colorized anodized aluminum. So these are nicer because they got the leather overlay, so they don't clack against keys and things so much. They don't make that metal and metal sound. They also don't get as scratched as easily because they've got that little leather ruggedized kind of covering. So again, this is an issue recognized by Ekster. Their answer to if you have metal cards is either to slip them in the cash loop here with your cash, or they have this extra piece that comes with it, which is an alternative cash loop here. And so you can put this on, and it has like a regular card slot there, but then it defeats the whole purpose, like this, and like of the fan feature. And usually your metal credit card is going to be your most commonly used card. You don't have to try to fish it out here every time. That defeats the whole purpose. Yeah, so you're going to want to fix this. And the way you fix this is actually fairly simple. You're just going to add an extra piece of grip tape, right, in here. You can see I've got my little piece in there right there. And basically what I used is just this basic lizard skins grip tape that you can use for computer mice. So I already had some because I'd used it on my computer mouse previously. So I had some extra pieces. And so I just cut off a piece. This is pretty nice because it's only $10 and it comes in like just a sheet that you can cut to size. And it's fairly thin. You can really use any kind of grip tape for this. They sell a lot for computer mice or tools. This company, actually, Lizard Skins, is known for making bat grips. So make the wraps for baseball bats. You could also use that, but I think that's a little thicker, and also you'd get this big long piece that you'd have to cut a little small piece off of. So you're best off with like the tools or computerized versions. But if you search on Amazon, you'll find a lot of different brands of this. The trick here is just to get the rubberized ones. Sometimes if you search grip tape, you'll get like grip tape for like stairs and stuff, which has like that hard gritty texture, for like traction for shoes. You do not want that. You do not want stair or like construction grip. Like construction zones that need like extra grip for. because that will tear up your metal cards. So basically what you do is you grab that, and then you're going to need some small tools here. So I have these little tweezers, which I think are anti-static tweezers for electronics. I think is where I got them off Amazon, but I don't remember exactly. But if you look for like tiny detail tweezers, you'll find some. And this is just like a modeling tool that I use for like miniatures, like modeling with green stuff and or modeling with putty and clay. So just a basic little tooler, but any kind of tools like these will work. Even maybe a small screwdriver. And so basically what you're just going to do is you're going to cut off a square piece of the grip tape and put it on one side, right? So it might take you a little bit of practice. You're going to have to experiment with your own cards, what the correct amount of grip tape is, because the idea is to get enough grip to hold your metal cards in, not too much grip that they don't pop out when you hit the fan out button. Because this fan out button is not a lot of force, which is probably why the Ekster wallets don't really work well with the metal cards, and the Vulcan ones work better. It's because this is the nice light touch versus the Vulcan ones are like a really clicky, clunky, thick mechanism that really pushes forward. Why these are a little nicer, but again, the metal card issue. So you're gonna have to strike a delicate balance. For me, you can see I just have one little piece in there, that one little piece right there of grip tape. It's maybe a 1/4 inch wide, but maybe hard to see, maybe a 1/2 inch long in there, maybe most of it. And it's about a 1/4 inch down from the top. I don't want it to be visible sticking at the top, right? And again, I put it on this side opposite this strip because for whatever reason they only have the strip on the one side. You will see my original solution was going to be just to ask Ekster for another piece of, which I did, ask Ekster for another piece of this, but they wouldn't provide that, A. And B, even if they did, if you see, there's not really enough space to put it on both sides. So they'd have to redesign, which they might in the future, because I've talked to them at length about this, and they even asked me for like the brand of grip tape I'm using and stuff. So they are looking into it, so there might be changes in the future. But there's not physically enough space to put a second grip strip in, right? Like the Vulcan ones have. So you'd have to widen it. But yes, so to that end, though, you want to make sure you put your piece on the opposite side so that you have even grip across, because right now they're only being gripped here and they're sliding here. So you don't want to make too much grip on any one side, because then it'll pull towards one side or the other. Try to even out your grip. Again, you might have to experiment a bit with some different placement and the right amount. Basically, you'll just cut your small piece off, grab it with your tweezers, stick it in there as best as you can. Just stick it in there just enough that you can get the tweezers out. And it's gonna be kind of like bubbly and like just kind of stuck there. It's not really patted down smooth. So to pat it down smooth, you just get your tool, this guy. This one's nice because it's got that little bit of a bend to it. It's nice and thick. It's like not thick per se, but like hardy, nice and strong and hardy. And that's a nice, strong, solid piece of metal right there. And it's got a slight bend to it, which is perfect. And so you can just get it in there like this and just push against it and just smooth out the whole thing. And so you can push the whole thing flat and really push it down there. You can hold it in place for a bit if you want and really kind of push it and make sure it's really, really stuck down there. So it's not going to slide off and stick to your cards or slide off and get stuck down in the mechanism. You don't want it to gunk up the mechanism, right? Because that'll ruin. And I don't know how you'd get it out of there. That'd be like impossible because users aren't even long enough to get that far down. Right? I don't know how you get that out. So be careful of that. So yeah, that's basically the gist here. The last thing to note is that you will, as you probably saw from the start of the video, want to put your metal card on the bottom right against that grip. So the metal card specifically has extra grip. It's also why it really only works with one metal card. You could maybe try it with 2 metal cards and put grip tape on each side. So that you have 2 metal cards against the grip, but then I think that would be too much friction. I don't think the mechanism would work, but feel free to experiment and let me know. Yeah, so if you put these cards back in here, you'll see when you flip it up. Oh, the other trick is to try to keep it full so there's pressure across. If you keep it full so there's pressure across, that will also help keep your metal cards in. If you have less than that, it sticks pretty good right there like that. If I take it out, I put it in the middle here between plastic cards, not against the grip. Oh, actually, it's holding pretty well right now. That's also because I have a full stack. If I take out a card, now it comes right out, right? But if I put it back against grip, I can get it here. There we go. Back into grip. Doesn't come out nearly as easy. Last time it just popped. Again, time pops right out. So again, so that's kind of the lesson here. That's kind of how to make your Ekster wallets work with the metal cards, particularly like the premium credit cards. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I didn't ramble too much for you. If you like this video, like or comment, and otherwise subscribe as always. And you can also check me out on Twitch if you're interested in that kind of live content. I do mostly video games with something. Again, I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.